Hey champions, this is us again, and here we got another gameplay video for you. I'm playing as Mailk. This is my second matchup against Idiris. If you didn't see the first game, you can go check out the previous video. I'm gonna see if I can put it in the corner somewhere so you could just have the direct link to it. I haven't done that before, so this is gonna be a new adventure for me. But the first game didn't go so well. I think one of my biggest weaknesses was not being aggressive enough with Mailk, not running in my opponent's face as soon as possible. So this time I'm taking a little bit of a different approach, coming in as fast as I can to hit as hard as I can, not giving her a lot of time to think. Of course, when you're playing Genesis, there's always those slow turns, especially if you're charging up against someone. Your opponent's going to take a lot of time trying to figure out what the moves are. The more you can disrupt each move, the bigger advantage you can get along the way. So, if you saw the previous video, you saw how much I struggled against scorpions. They are hard, and I think it's one of those things this deck needs to learn how to compensate for. Any of those heavy hitting summons like scorpions, like angels, you'll need a decent amount of support against them. At this point, I'm just trying to figure out how to come in and do the most amount of damage as early as possible against, hopefully, being able to knock out the scorpion. Yeah, I'm just fishing for answers here. It's really hard being in the trying to be aggressive and not have the cards to support it. I think that's what we've seen in previous rain games as well. If you're gonna come in and you're gonna put on that aggression, you need a way to follow up those moves. You can't just come in hoping that your champion alone can dish out the damage you need. You need those cards to support you. You need to make sure you have the meteorites, the demon's rages, whatever's required. And unfortunately, I do not. I should have played that jump that's in my hand, at least to get a little bit closer, closing in that gap on a regular basis. If I had at least jumped in front of Idiris, and then my basic attack, sure, he could have rampage tossed me, but at least I'm not losing 4 health for trying to do the heavy attack. So that would have been a better move, because the scorpion's hitting me no matter where I am. That's the unfortunate part. They're really, really hard to hide from. The Baruch hitting the table, always a pain. Yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do against Baruch, and I think that's one of the most threatening parts about them. He definitely has a clever setup here. The Baruch being able to defend his giant scorpion, he's playing a little bit more like chess, checkers, that type of style. I like these plays. He's doing a really good job here. At this time, this is one of those things people always talk to me about. Don't you alternate who's going first? Isn't there a bigger advantage of going first? No, a lot of times it's actually a bigger advantage of going second. The way we offset that, though, is that the first champion, or starting champion, actually gets a move at the beginning of the round and no one can interrupt and do anything about. And you need to be able to seize those moves every single round, because if you can't, then the person going second is gonna have most games. So I have a little bait and switch here going on. I know I need to take out that Baruch some way, and it's really painful just standing in front of this army, like the Baruch and the giant scorpion. I need to save damage here. And this is where Lambs for the Slaughter is absolutely amazing. I knew he was going to respond to Mailk's attack, and I don't know why, because he could have just done it during his turn and saved himself a lot of grief. But the fact that he does it early here allows me to seize this opportunity of using Lambs to the Slaughter to have the giant scorpion who's targeting me now swap it with the Baruch and have his giant scorpion kill his Baruch. I don't get any damage from the giant scorpion, and I kill the Baruch in return. It's such a sweet moment to do things like that. Get your opponent to kill their own summons. Yeah, if you ever get the opportunity to do something like that, do it. Always do it. He kept on trying to play that Rampage toss because he's terrified. He thinks he's facing the other direction. I think in some ways I got the advantage just because of that, because I was able to confuse him a little bit. More giant scorpions. There was a reason why meta for a while was just giant scorpions and Idiris. They are a pain to deal with. It's slow though, so if you can build out a faster deck, I think Raha or Rain can deal with the scorpions really well, but Mailk definitely struggles against it. Like I say every time, if you have the opportunity to get in a Vampiric Kiss without them being able to respond to it, just do it. Being able to gain that health back is always so useful and so important. Debating on where to place this giant scorpion. The problem about going first is that I place that giant scorpion, he'll have the opportunity to respond to it and kill it so quickly. I just won't get any value out of it. Sure, I'll save myself some health, but is that worth the 14 aura and the 6 deck cost that I put into my deck to put it in? A lot of times it's just not worth it, but you gotta debate how valuable things like that are. So Giant Scorpion does hit the table, and I think of a lot of what I'm thinking here is I just want to offset a lot of the damage that's going on. I do a nifty little combo here. I don't know how advantageous it was, but it's nice because I play the jump and respond to the jump with Mailk's basic attack. The advantage here is creating a little bit of a distance between me and my summons, so that if he does have things that can kill both creatures, then at least he'll have to choose, and it won't be as easy for him to make those decisions at every point. So him going after me and ignoring the summons, that was my plan. I have a little bit more health than my summons do, and having a few summons can definitely give me somewhat of an advantage here. He was leaning towards that classic combo we saw last game, which is the Infernal Pits and the Rampage Toss. It's definitely a good way to dish out a decent amount of damage, especially if you're playing Idiris and someone's coming in close to you. It allows you to get them out of your way and just hurt them for a little bit extra. And then also create that barrier, so if they have summons, like if he drops the Infernal Pit, then my Hunting Hound can't go through that, and that's always a pain. So having some of that board control is definitely advantageous. Remember he explained later why he didn't play the Infernal Pits Rampage Toss there? I know he has both of them, but I can't remember now. The Scorpions going back and forth. not a whole lot that can happen here. That's why he didn't play the Infernal Fist. He needed the aura for the double meteorites. He wanted to ensure the kill. And he did it. I mean, kudos to him. That's game.